What's up, guys? All right, today's lesson is going to be lesson 3-2, fraction circles and equivalence. Now, if you've never used fraction circles before or even fraction strips, they're pretty easy to use to show the equivalence of different fractions. So if I had a fraction over here, I could lay the fraction strips or the fraction circles on top of that fraction to see if they're equal. So these are what the fraction circles look like. They're just broken into the different fractional parts. So we have one whole here, we have half, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth, 10th, and 12th. Those are our common ones. We usually don't use sevenths and ninths and stuff like that, or 11ths. And so these are kind of our common ones that we will use for this lesson. So what I want to show you right now is a website that actually has fraction circles that you can see the equivalence for. So this is toytheater.com/fraction-circles/. All right, so imagine this is one whole. So 1 over 1 equals 1 whole. So imagine that I have a half. So this is actually half of this circle right here. So if I put another half up there, 2 halves make a whole. All right, with that being said, I could take that out, put that on there. I could also do the same thing with thirds. 3/3 equals 1 whole. Okay. Same thing with fourths. You kind of get the gist. If I make 4/4, it's going to equal the same thing as 1 whole. But what happens when it's not that easy? Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So this is your first page in your math journal book. So with this, I have a fraction over here, and I need to find all the equivalent fractions over here. Now, we're only going to go up to 12ths because that's what our fraction circles go up to. So if I have 0 halves, so if I go back here, 0 halves, what do I have? Nothing. So some equivalent fractions that would go along with that would be 0/3 and 0/4 and 0/5 and 0/6 and 0/8 and 0/10. Yes, I know this is getting boring. And finally 0/12. If there's nothing there that I could use, then all of these are going to be 0 as well. I can't use it because it's not there. Next, we have 1/2. All right, we have 1/2. All right, so let me come over here. Get rid of this guy. 1/2. Let's put him on. Okay, well, he's going to stay right there. All right, so 1/2. So I got to make half a circle here. So let's look at thirds. Let's see if thirds will do it. Nope, those two don't look even. So thirds won't work. So I can't use thirds. What about fourths? Hey, there you go. All right, so how many fourths did I use? I used 1 2/4. So on here, what's equivalent to 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Okay. All right, let's look at fifths. Fifths are these little green ones right here. 1 2 3. Does that look? Nope. Those are not equal at all. So fifths will not work. Let's see if sixths will work. 1 2 3. Oh, it looks like that is equal right there. So how many do we use? 1 2 3 sixths. You might already start seeing a pattern going on here. Okay, instead of going through the rest of them, let's look and see if there's a pattern. So I have 1/2. Well, how do I get from 1 to 2? I add 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So the next one's probably 4, right? And then how do I get from 2 to 4? I can either add 2 or multiply by 2, right? So we're going to add 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Oh, 4/8. 4 is half of 8. Oh, 1 is half of 2. 2 is half of 4, 3 is half of 6, 4 is half of 8, 5 is half of 10. What comes next with twelfths? 6 is half of twelfths. Good. All right, so there you go. So halves are just half of the number, half of the denominator. So the numerator is half that denominator. All right, 2 over 2, so 2 halves. Let's go back here. Boom, boom, boom. So I have 2 halves. Well, what does that equal? That's the same thing as saying what? 1 whole. So I have 1 whole. I'm going to put 1W for 1 whole. But if that's equal to 1 whole, let's see what thirds looks like. So if 2 halves equals a whole, 1, 2, 3. 3 thirds also equals a whole. So 3 thirds. Oh, and then probably 4 fourths. What are we noticing? That the numerator and the denominator are the same. All right. So we have 8 eighths. We have 10 tenths. And we have 12 twelfths. All right. Next, we have 1/3. 1/3. So come back over here to my handy dandy information here. All right. So I'm going to put it fourth in. Let's see. Nope, that doesn't work. So fourths don't work. Okay. And I know halves don't work because half is half of this circle. What about fifths? 1. No, that doesn't work because this line would actually come down to here. So fifths don't work. Let's see about sixth. That works. So how many sixths did I use? Oh, I got 1, 2 sixths. All right. So 2 sixths. Oh, I see a pattern so far. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6, or 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. I know we said we weren't going to talk about ninths, but... And then this would be 4. What's 3 more to 9? 12. Fractions are always dealing with patterns. If you can find equivalence, it's usually because you found a pattern going on here. So, with this being said, that's how you find out the first 4 on your worksheet. Now you have to do the rest.